Hi YouTube, and welcome back to all my Buster buddies. I am your host, Brad Claybaugh, and this is Brad's Boredom Busters, your textile art channel. This is the channel where we have fun with fabric. Alright, and on today's episode we are going to be revisiting a project. Yes, I'm going to be finishing up this sunset fan fold that I did a while ago. Yeah, it came out really nice. So it's a center fan fold, did an incline ice dye on, and I chose colors with the intention of actually putting some artwork over it. So I am creating a sunset beach scene on that shirt. And the way I'm going to do that is with the airbrush and stencils. And so I have selected some images that I am going to create stencils with, and then we'll transfer those to the shirt. And I'll show you how to make the stencils and then how to apply it to the shirt. All right, let me show you the images that I selected to create stencils out of. All right, this is the image of a surfer girl at the beach that I selected to use for this project. Yes, I looked up sunsets at the beach, and this was one of the images that came up, and I printed it out, and I'll create the stencil from this. And I'll show you how to do that here shortly. And then this is the image of the palm tree that I am going to be using also in this project. And for this I looked up silhouettes of palm trees, and this was one of the images I liked that I selected. And so I printed this out as well, and I'll show you how to make the stencil of this. Alright, so let me reposition my camera and I'll show you how to create the stencils on this project. So I'll see you in a little bit. Alright Busters, all set up here at the desk to create the first stencil. So like I said, I printed out my silhouette of the surfer girl with her board. And what I'm going to make the stencil out of is just a manila folder. It's a nice heavyweight kind of cardstock. And so what I want to do to it first though is it has these internal pockets, is to cut those out so they're not in my way. Let's see, I guess we can just knife them out. I can use one half for the surfer girl, the other half for the palm tree. So I'll set that one aside. Alright, so now what I want to do with this is put some spray adhesive on the back and just mount that to the surface. And it'll stay on here permanently, and then we can just cut out around this and take out the center and leave this big border as our stencil, and that'll work really well for us. So let me get my spray adhesive and we'll get that mounted. And I have this box that I use for most of my little projects to spray the spray adhesive, that way it kind of contains it. Anyway, so the spray adhesive we're using is 3M's Super 77. It's a good multi-purpose spray adhesive, and you just need to kind of just dust this lightly. You don't have to be too heavy-handed with it. And then let that dry down just for a little bit. And then that can go on our folder card. Okay. And so basically now what we'll do is just cut out around the image. We have this area here that if we cut that all the way out, it's going to fall out. So what we'll do is kind of leave a little path there. We'll cut that through so that's attached to this part. And so when we cut out the arm, we'll stop short and then just come here and here. And then we'll cut across there and cut across there. That stays attached. And then when we spray it on to the shirt with the airbrush, we'll just fill in that little part of detail. And I may do the same thing down below here. Just kind of create a bridge across for a couple of these spots and then just fill it in. This real fine line that can go. All right, so I will cut this out and you can watch and enjoy the music. Oh, the other thing, say I'm using an X-Acto blade, number 11, but make sure you're over a self-healing cutting mat, so that way you don't damage your work surface. All right, there's our stencil. There's the surfer girl. So, now all I have to do is the palm tree. Okay, so here's the image of the palm tree, but I want to modify it a little bit just to fit on the shirt a little bit better. So I'm going to manipulate these down, and I might actually push these up or shorten them actually. So, and to do that, I will basically cut out some of the individual fronds. I am not going to cut every one of these little lines out. The only part that I'm going to make as a stencil is the trunk, the coconuts, and then the center spine of each of these fronds, and then these individual ones here. And so because I'm only doing that, and then I'll freehand the rest of the leaves on the palm fronds, and so I don't need to try to cut every one of those out. But because I'm only using the center spine, then I can cut individual leaves out and then glue them down where I want them, just to kind of create the shape that I'm looking for. All right, so I will cut out these ahead of time. So there, those are cut out, and now I can shape the palm tree exactly the way that I need it. Okay, there's my modified palm tree. Alright, that's the shape that I like. So now I can cut this out. All right, Busters, so I got that dried down. I have a little hair dryer, so I just blew it with the hair dryer to dry it quickly. So now we've got our stencil. I sprayed the back with the spray adhesive, so that way we can mount it here easily. And the center, we are here. Okay, just so I know where the arm is. Okay, so now we can spray this with our black. All right, let me get some spray adhesive on the back of the palm tree and we'll get that down. All right, let's get in here and get this in place. I may have enough paint to finish this, I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is good so far. Alright, I've got, now obviously I've got to do the palm fronds, and I have another printout of the original silhouette, and so I'll use that as reference for putting the leaves on these palm trees. I don't know. Hopefully I have enough paint. We'll see. We shall see what we shall see. All right, that's one. So I'll do the other one the same way. I won't make you sit through that. Like I say, it'll just be a mirror image of this one. And so I'll let you see what it looks like when I'm done. And then the other thing that has to be done with this type of airbrush paint, if you're doing it on a shirt, you need to heat set it. So I will take this to my ironing board, put parchment paper over it, and then get my iron, turn it up as high as it'll go, and then you just kind of set it on the paint in one spot for about 10 to 15 seconds, move it around until you get everything covered, and then that way it sets it to the fabric, and then it's more durable when you wash it. It won't wash out so easily. All right, I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. All right, Busters, so here is my finished shirt. All right, Busters, that project came out really cool. Hey, I hope you learned something new on this project. Hey, if you really like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming projects. And hey, if you really want to help out my channel, go to my Buy Me a Coffee page and buy me a coffee. That really helps me out. Hey, all right, thanks for watching. Love you all, folks. Peace out, baby, and go bust out some art.